Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy.
Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from December 28th through January 3rd, I believe. Happy New Year. Like, holy crap, Happy New Year. I can't believe we're here again. I don't know what to really do with that. Okay. Back to our weekly reading. Friends, we accidentally recorded an entire podcast while we started this weekly reading, and then now we're coming back to it because we are letting the muse takes us where it's meant to take us, and it's been such a fun ride. But I do hope that on Wednesday you do check our podcast. It's coming out on New Year's Eve. It was one of the most passionate, intense podcasts we have done. It is our rally cry. It is our signature. It is our just all of it was so intensely beautiful, and I loved it. And so please listen to it on Wednesday. And
we needed to do it too. My God, I feel so much better after doing it.
Right? I'm going to do all the things now.
Screw everybody who sucks. I'm good. I'm so good.
Oh my God, Vanessa. Yes. Before we get in another rant, what are the mermaids saying?
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about what the mermaids came out here to talk about. So the mermaids, it's wonderful. This card comes out a lot, and I love this card, not just because it's the hot man mermaid card, but that helps. He's such a beautiful mermaid. He's giving Momoa vibes, and everybody knows I love Jason Momoa. It is the gentleness card, though, and that is why I love that he is on this card, because every time that he comes out, I'm just like, oh. And again, it is very Momoa-like, because he's so big and hairy and just, so you'd think that he would be not gentle, right? We have this visual thing that happens that it's, societal, or we're just kind of oh, meathead energy, right? But yet, mahalo, this guy is so chill, and that's what's going on with this mermaid. He's got this sweet, almost mischievous smile on his face, and he's jacked. And he's holding a torch that has, some swirling light there, but it's gentleness with strength underneath it. And that's what I feel like the card is giving us, is gentle doesn't mean weak. Gentle doesn't mean that you're not holding things seriously, or with purpose or with intent, but gosh, we do not have to make it hard, right? And that's where that gentleness comes in, of just being gentle is an act of strength. It is being able to use compassion, and again, I'm stumbling because I'm here come the words I don't even want to hear. Right? I think I've had enough of this today. But not every lesson that we have to learn has to feel harsh, and we don't have to talk about it harshly, and we don't have to we don't have to come at everything with brute strength. That is not always going to be the way. Sometimes we have to go through it with gentle compassion and love, and honoring the fact that that things break, and that we break, and that it doesn't mean that you're not strong. It doesn't mean that you won't feel strong again. But just holding yourself. I'm stumbling a lot because, again, it's mixing with my own personal stuff right now, and I'm like, Christ. But it's just this reminder that doing all of this with gentleness and love and self-love and self-care is actually stronger than doing it with your head held high and your, arms flexed and all of that kind of stuff.
I like if I could embody what kind of the energy signature of the sacred body path, it's that. But we have to understand when we think of gentleness, we think of weakness because the weakness energy has been put onto it from people who are not healed, from people who are in pain. And so because they are in pain, brute force comes from a state of threat, a state of pain, a state from unhealed wounds, which is the weaker signature. And so when we think about gentleness, gentleness comes from an embodiment of love, an embodiment of our heart, an embodiment of our soul and who we are. And that gentleness comes from a healed state, because if we are still in pain, we are not in a healed state. That's why gentleness is so much more stronger, because you're able to hold an energy signature that is far greater than one if you were using brute force to get your own way. The lightness that comes with gentleness is from a space of healed love and a heart frequency.
I'm just having such a moment over here.
Sorry, Vanessa.
Or like non-judgmental or whatever.
Judgment comes from pain, man. It's what is that?
Again, I'm like, damn it.
Protecting you from.
Yes.
That's the question, is like, when we are in that space of needing to be like tough and like, let's go at it with brute force. What are you afraid of? And what are we afraid of? And what are we protecting ourselves from? Because it's so much more about that than it is about the actual judgment. It comes, fear, whatever. Anyways, we had a whole conversation about this earlier. So we're not going to continue down that path. So we're going to talk about the surrender. So we're going to surrender to play.
Oh.
And that to me is very much like coming out of the wounded state.
That mixes very well.
Playing and gentleness comes from a euphoric state. It comes from the heart. It comes from a lighter signature of energy, but a higher signature of energy. It says, take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And so if you're in the throes, and gosh, I love it when like everything in my body is like, I don't get goosebumps often, but I get that sensation where it kind of goes through my body where it's like, oh yeah, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
So for an example, in November, I tried to launch the Sacred Body Path. We did a whole podcast on it. We talked about it. I had all these things I had to do. And then I felt like I was forcing it. I was driving myself crazy. I was feeling overwhelmed. I was starting to judge. I let the fear take over. I was wigging myself out, right? And the planets didn't help. And so I decided at one point, you don't have to do this. We're not doing it. It's okay. We don't have to. I gave myself permission to not do it. And the freedom in that gave me the time and space to play. How do I play? Because I play by making sourdough. That is my joy. That is my play. And that playing gave me the time and space to energetically sit with, to be with the fear and the doubt that wanted to prevent me from doing what I was doing in November. It gave me time and space and a different energy signature to be gentle with the fear and the doubt and not try to force it against its own will, which, would sabotage everything. It's just when the safety mechanism start and says like, okay, well, you're not really doing it then, are you? We're not going to let you think. I gave it space. I gave it its voice. I allowed it to share with me what it was feeling. I allowed to be with it. I was gentle with myself. I wasn't mad at myself. I didn't shame myself. I was very gentle, like I would be with anybody else in my life who was going through the same thing. But the play in creating sourdough was the way that I was able to do that. It wasn't by force. It wasn't by intense therapy. It wasn't by, that therapy helped, but it helped more as the nervous system backup. That helped with the nervous system part. But the other stuff I had to do. And the way that I did it so successfully was with gentleness and with the idea of play. And it took me out of this angst and out of the stress and out of the needing to force my own will on myself and my parts and all the places. Play is important. And then our numerology card comes into this. It's number 74.
Oh my God, I was thinking 73 because of
Uh-huh.
Charlie McAvoy. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
It's our nature card, right? And playing in nature, you can't help but just have fun when you're outside playing. I mean, that's amazing. I took a walk yesterday, first time in months. Sorry, my cat is like, shut up. I'm trying to take a nap and you're being you're being annoying. She was laying up here and she's like, I'm out. Sorry, you're talking too much. But even thinking about making bread, right? If you think about it, like we were doing it way before in the pioneer days and way before that in the medieval days. And it's a process though of honoring the living yeast that is in sourdough. Like knowing what it needs, supplying it what it needs, giving it its space, its warmth, its food, whatever it needs, right? I was becoming, cliche as it sounds, one with my bread, right? And so, but in that, I had to learn patience. I had to learn that it wasn't about my agenda of wanting to do whatever I wanted to do. It was about being in tandem, in patience, in cooperation, being in the cycle of it. Like when you go outside to take a walk, you see the cycle of life. You see the leaves that are coming down that are creating this cover for little insects to create homes just to survive the winter. And you see the squirrels and all the things that they're doing and burying their little nuts into the ground and, saving it for winter. It's all in rhythm. It's all in cycles. And that helped me also step into gentleness because, yes, the earth comes in with very big storms and big things like that, but that's from our own making. That's because we're involved. And because we've global warming, you can't tell me it's not happening. And all of these extremisms are happening because we're involved and we're trying to bend it to our own will. And so nature has its own cycle. It supports itself. It supports itself in living and in death. And it's always going to be this constant giving. Anyway, so the book says, this card indicates a need to spend time in nature. Nature has the ability to heal and replenish you when you're feeling tired, anxious, or depressed. Even a 10-minute walk outside will help revitalize, balance, and ground you. When you merge your energy with Mother Earth, you enhance your connection to the divine. And that is so true.
I love that. I'm just over here like, this reading personally for me is about my co-op. Like all of it about how not to go into it like a bull, which is what I typically do when I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do that. Because I started it with like, I got to create the Facebook page. I got to, and it was not fun. I was trying to make it fun, but I was, like it was teetering on the edge of it. But the whole goal of the entire thing is play and it's nature. It's outside. Like, this is education outside for kids. This is what I'm creating for my daughter because it is what she had in South Carolina that she does not have now. And yeah, it's just reminding me to be part of that because I'm going into it as the director, but I also need to not be a director.
Yeah. Well, if you embody the idea of play and nature as you're creating, if you are connected to that energetic signature when you're creating, you're going to create something that is so dynamic and so powerful for every child that shows up and is part of that co-op.
Yeah. And I can't wait. I mean, I really I tap into the old, because I was in that too. I mean, I was part of the creation of that school that she went to. And it was beautiful to see, and to sit down and have the meetings and to talk and to bring different things here and there. And it was fun. It was something but I wasn't responsible for it. So that's why it was fun. Now I feel responsible. So there's that feeling, right? Like, and so I get that, guys. Like I get, our responsibilities make us want to be stronger and not be gentle, but that gentleness is about holding it and not squeezing it and popping it.
Like that cartoon. I will love it and I will hold it and I will squeeze it and I will pet it.
Yes, and I will name it George.
George. That's where I get the name from all the time. When I name everything George, that's what it is. So our numerology card, sorry, let's start again. Our money card this week is I deserve to feel good about money. We do. We've been taught by the people that own the money to feel bad and to feel shame around it. We can absolutely feel good about money.
I love it.
Yes. So, my friends, Happy New Year. We have an amazing podcast on Wednesday. Please listen to it. Please embody the passion that we feel in this podcast. I swear to God. And yeah, there's astrology happening, and I'm not sure at the moment because I'm still reeling from the new moon in Sag a week ago. So, yeah.
We're just rolling on that. We're wintering on that.
I don't want to look at the stars no more. They're mean. They're mean. They're not nice.
Yeah. They're just gonna toss me around anyway. So why do I need to know? We're in a toss around moment. It's fine.
Oh my God. But I encourage you to go to your favorite astrologer and see what the signatures are of this week and the next. And we will see you in a couple weeks. Take care, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for listening. We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.